Hello, everyone. Good morning. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Weekend Wake Up. My name is Caitlin Aristizabal, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Leslie Gallagher. Welcome to Weekend Wake Up, my friends, your lifestyle-ish news. Today we're going to be talking about the Oscars, something Caitlin has been talking about for months. What celebrities do to stay fit, and I'm actually pretty curious because you and me, Caitlin, we need to get on that. And also imposter syndrome, something we can all relate to, but you may not know the name for it, but you've probably had the feeling of it. And we'll start out with entertainment news with Allie Leach.
Hi guys, how are
Hey,
you?
Allie.
I'm sorry about that. Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
excited to hear what you have to say.
Yes, I'm super excited. Today is very exciting. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Oscars. But first, I want to touch on something else really quick that I'm excited about, which is the Friends reunion. I'm super excited. I'm a big fan of Friends. I don't know if you guys are, but
I am.
Caitlin was literally wearing a Friends shirt yesterday.
Does that make me a big fan?
No, but you are a big fan, though.
I am a big fan. I've seen Friends so many times. When it was on Netflix, I used to rewatch it all the time before I went to sleep, but now I could only watch it on Nick at Night before I go to sleep. So sad. But I do love it. I watch it all the time.
I was watching it. I saw the first 2 or 3 seasons, and then I think it got taken off of Netflix, and then the rest is history.
Because of the Warner Bros. I don't know, whatever new streaming service there is, they took it off of Netflix. I think it's on HBO Max though. But yeah, I love Friends. My mom and I,
Now I've
my mom and I quote it on a daily basis. Like my whole household just quotes Friends.
That is actually adorable.
it is such a quotable show. I love it, and so many other people love it, and I think everyone is super excited about the reunion. I know I am. I don't know about you guys, but like
Well, wait, what are they doing for the reunion? Is it like an actual show, like episode, or are they just talking about it? Like,
I think it's an actual episode because on the official Instagram account, they posted a picture of like something from the set saying that like it was wrapped up. They said that's a wrap, and then they said, "Could we be any more excited?" And so
Caitlyn's face.
I think it's gonna be like kind of like a storyline based episode, which I'm super excited about.
I guess it'll show like their lives later on, which is, I always like reunions. I think they're cool. Even if they're like bad, I feel like they're still cool. You know
but
what I mean?
it's cool to see the characters as adults. Well, they were adults, but like older.
Older adults.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited because personally I want to see if they have Ross and Rachel like grow old together, and I want to see if Chandler and Monica are still together.
Oh, true.
I just want to see if they continue those relationships because I feel like those are I feel like those are some of the most iconic relationships on television. Like if you see a cute couple, everyone calls them like Ross and Rachel, which is kind of weird considering how much they fought, but like it's still kind of cute.
Yeah, they went through a lot of issues. But honestly, I'd be upset if they were like not together because they went through so much, and then in the end it was like, oh, we're happy, we love each other. So if they didn't end together, I'd be like, oh my god, again, like it's ridiculous. Like grow up.
Do you actually, like, as a viewer, do you guys like them together?
I mean, I did at first. But after the whole like when they
were on a
break thing, and then
Yeah.
the whole joke of we were on a break, I was like, all right, like
I hear people so often.
Well, I was mad at Ross for that. Like that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was on Rachel's side on that.
I think a lot of people were. I never liked Ross from the beginning. I know I haven't finished the show, but I didn't like him from the beginning.
Ross is annoying, but he's funny, but he's annoying.
Nah, he's just annoying. Hot take.
Well, he can be funny.
He can be funny. No, I just I don't know. I didn't vibe with Ross. You know?
That's fair. I get that.
So when is this reunion coming out? Do we know yet? Or they have like just teased it and they haven't revealed like a date?
So far they're just teasing it. The date has not been determined yet. But another thing that I found that was exciting is that according to Cosmopolitan, they went to the original soundstage where they filmed the original show.
Oh,
So it's gonna be like it looks like they're really putting in like a lot of work into it and really trying to make it super special for the fans. So the air date is still to be determined because I think they're truly just putting in like everything they can into it, especially because their taping and everything got delayed by a year due to COVID happening right when they were gonna start filming. So,
With a lot of things, but it's good that they waited.
yeah.
I feel like the cast of Friends has been a lot more active on social media lately since they announced like the whole Friends reunion. Is that just me? I don't know. Especially Courtney Cox, like she's constantly posting like cooking
her.
videos and stuff like that. It's just interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting how Jennifer Aniston like created an Instagram like right before they announced the reunion.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Anyway, moving on to something more exciting. The Oscars are this Sunday, and I know that Caitlin is super excited. I'm super excited. They are going to look a little bit different this year. It's pre-recorded, and obviously COVID is happening, so it's not going to be like the normal Oscars that we all see every year, but I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited. And another thing that I'm excited about is that most of the nominees are streaming this year. So it's a lot easier for more people to watch the movies and like get to be involved and get excited about the Oscars. So I feel like that's a really good plus side to it this year. So,
Yeah,
so much
like a few you have to pay for this time around. The rest of them are
like Minari is not streaming anywhere. That one you have to buy. But everything else, for the most part, is either on Netflix or Hulu, which is crazy. But
that is pretty crazy.
I still haven't seen them all, even though there's easier access. I want to watch them, but
And also, just a preface for this conversation, we are a pre-recorded show, so even though this is premiering on Sunday, which would be closer to the Oscars, it is not Sunday. How do I even phrase that? But
which is why I still have time to watch the rest of the movies. I've seen 2 of them. 2? Yeah. I'm going to watch more. Have faith in me. I'm going to watch more tonight.
Oh, okay. You got like 3 days? Good luck.
I watched Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and I watched Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
I like those.
Okay.
Those were good.
Well, if you're watching any, let me know. Because I told you I was going to watch them all with you, and then the 2 that you did watch, I didn't watch with you. So it didn't really work out.
But Allie, do you have any predictions that you think of who's going to win?
So, I mean, personally, for my predictions, I have 2 predictions that I am standing very strongly behind. I believe that Nomadland is going to win Best Picture, and then I believe Chloe Zhao, who directed Nomadland, is going to win Best Director. And I don't know, I might be biased because I love her and I absolutely love the movie, but I think it is very promising, first of all, that we'll have a woman win Best Director this year because there are 2 women nominated, so that's a big hope for me. And she directed a great movie. I loved Nomadland. I watched it twice, and I don't really watch movies twice ever. So if I watch
is that the one that's on Hulu?
I'm so bad with streaming services. Yes, I think.
Okay. I gotta watch that one. Well, now I really want to watch that one first because I know Allie loves it. I can get behind Chloe Zhao winning director. I think she could win that, but I feel like Minari is gonna win Best Picture. I haven't seen it.
It is on Hulu, confirmed. But I heard a lot of hype around Nomadland. What's it about, real quick, Allie?
Okay, hold on. I need a minute.
Hold on. I love this movie, but I'm not sure.
I don't want to get it wrong. I'm sorry. I don't want to get it wrong.
I'm messing.
I don't, because there's like people are really into the Oscars, and I don't want to get anything wrong. You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
want to mess with anybody.
No. I don't want
I
to
also
upset film
think
people.
that
When you upset the film people.
Chadwick Boseman's probably gonna win Best Actor. I could see
I
that
was thinking
happening,
the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
which is so sad because he's not here anymore. But
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Nomadland, a quick little 30-minute, not 30-minute, a quick little 30-second description of Nomadland from imdb.com. A woman in her 60s who, after losing everything in the Great Recession, embarks on a journey through the American West, living as a van-dwelling modern-day nomad.
is that the one that Frances McDormand is in?
Yes.
Yes. That's right.
Ooh.
With, what's his name? David Stratarian.
Interesting.
David Stratarian.
Good pronunciation.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I was like, we just threw a bunch of questions at Allie. She was like, you guys just gonna look this up yourselves, but no, you asked me on air.
No, but
You want to watch it more though.
yeah, I'm super excited for the Oscars and can't wait. We'll come back next week with what happens.
Oh yeah, we'll get to talk and see if your predictions were right.
Yes.
Sure.
Well, thank you, Allie.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Good day. So, do you have any? I know you haven't seen all the movies, but do you have any predictions yourself, Kate?
So I really do think Minari's gonna win Best Picture, like I said, and I do think Chadwick Boseman's gonna win Best Actor, partly because he died, which is unfortunate. That's really messed up, but that tends to be what happens. I feel like
That's true. It does. I've seen that
industry.
happen a lot before.
And I really hope that Viola Davis wins Best Actress. I think she deserves it. She's done so much and she's amazing. Frances McDormand already won an Oscar for her performance in 3 Billboards Outside Missouri. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Animated
Viola
feature
Davis.
film. I think Soul should win animated feature film. Or Onward has a pretty good chance. I heard a lot about Onward. But I love Soul. I liked that would be amazing. Costume design, I mean, probably Mulan. I think Mulan had a lot of films like that really go into a certain time period usually win costume design. So like I could see that happening. Maybe Emma.
I actually forgot about that movie. I feel like that came out a long time ago, but it didn't.
Yeah, and there's a lot of I don't even know who would win an actor in a supporting role. Like trying to figure that out. Maybe somebody from Judas and the Black Messiah, which is either Daniel Kaluuya or Lakeith Stanfield, but Sacha Baron Cohen for Trial of Chicago 7. Okay, there's so many. I'm not gonna keep rambling. I have an Oscar ballot.
Question, didn't I?
I have an Oscar ballot that I'm ready to print, and I need to do my research. I need to finish watching stuff so I can be prepared for Sunday. But I did see something cool that I wanted to talk about, which was this article on AP News. And I honestly, for being such a big fanatic of the Oscars, I didn't even know this was a thing. Like they're not holding it at the place that they've held it at for years, which is interesting to me. So they're going to downtown Los Angeles Union Station for the Oscars. And the Oscars have been held at the Dolby Theater since 2002. I mean, they've been held at a ton of different locations since they started, but since 2002, they've been at the Dolby Theater. And I remember when I went to California, freshman year of high school, the Dolby Theater, I saw it and I was just like, oh my God, that's where the Oscars are held. Like it was a really big moment for me. I don't know. It's silly. But that was freshman year of high school and I really enjoyed that. But yeah, so they're being held at Union Station. And Union Station is a very popular like film location. It's been used in car commercials, reality shows, a bunch of movies. And it's really cool. Like they talk about specific movies it was used in, and I haven't seen all of them. Like for The Dark Knight Rises, it was used as a courthouse. It was also used as a police station in Blade Runner. Like it's been in a ton of movies that are all listed in the article. But what I like that they're kind of changing a little bit is that this is a quote from David Rockwell, the production designer for the 93rd Oscars. Wow, 93rd. It's the
Oh
93rd.
wow, I didn't realize it was that many.
The producers were clear that they were committed to doing this in a different way and looking at alternative venues. We thought about ways to create the elegance of the earliest Oscars. So I think that's interesting. They're trying to kind of go back, and I don't know if that's related to the pandemic, that they're trying to bring back like the old Hollywood magic of the Oscars, which is kind of interesting to think about.
That's really cool, though. I like that they're taking a different direction, and they've been in the same place for 20 years, which is really cool. But they're also changing it up, and they changing locations and maybe aesthetics.
Rockwell also said it's not about spectacle, it's about storytelling. So the way that they're referring to this, or that they're trying to plan it at least, makes me very excited to just see what they're going to do. Like, I wonder what they're going to change. That makes me more excited to watch, because the article says a constant refrain from those involved is that this year will feel more like a movie than a television show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious why they're doing this, though, is because I think a lot of people have like kind of stopped caring about award shows so much, because maybe the pandemic, or they're just tired of them in general. People like don't care as much and don't talk about them as much. And I don't know, maybe they're just trying to find ways to spice it up and get people to watch it more by changing it up.
It's probably like partly pandemic, partly we need viewers.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to spice things up. I could see that, because a lot of people don't appreciate that the Oscars are so long.
How long are they?
Oh, they're like over 2 hours sometimes 3. It's at least 2 though. Like,
I guess I've never watched a full Oscars awards show. I don't think I ever have. I think I've just seen like bits of it, but I'm gonna try to watch the whole thing this year, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I should. And also this intrigues me that they're doing like this whole new aesthetic type.
Yeah, old time Hollywood-y thing.
That sounds so cool. And like, let's see, 93 years. So they started, do you know the first year of the Oscars? I can't do math.
Yeah, it started, I have it in the well, it's been 93 years. So the first ceremony, a banquet with 270 guests, was held at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel in 1929.
Whoa. So from like, like the 20s to the new 20s, the 1920s, 2020s.
Wow, the Oscars must have looked so different in the 1929. That's insane. Yeah. Even the guest list, 270, that's so small.
Yeah, true. I was like, oh, interesting. I mean, we did have a huge population rise between now and then, so.
Well, yeah.
But also they probably, I don't know, didn't have as many people. I wonder, how are they doing the Oscars this year?
Well, it says it'll be a significantly less crowded affair than in the past, down from the 3,400 available seats at the Dolby Theater to only 170 in the main room at any given time due to COVID-19 protocols. 3,400 seats, and I'm pretty sure they were all filled during the ceremonies. Wow. But you're also allowed to bring guests too, like the nominees can bring a guest.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be
the guest policy though.
Because of COVID, or just because in general?
Yeah, because of COVID. Because like, if you would normally bring, I don't know, let's say 5 guests, maybe you can only bring 1 or 2. I don't know.
Well, it says the idea is to make the ceremony an intimate experience for both attendees, not just a nominee and 1 guest, and the audience at home. So I guess they are allowed to have guests, but they're only allowed to have 170 in the main room at any time. So maybe they're switching out for different categories or something.
Oh, that's confusing. Oh, that sounds kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of people going in and out, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah, lots of interesting stuff. I'm just really excited to see how it is. And I really like the quote from the article that says it'll feel more like a movie than a television show, because I'm like, what does that mean? Also, there's still commercials. Like, what? I
don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're really going to try and make it feel like an experience in and of itself, instead of like you're watching an award show. They're probably going to play up maybe like cinematic elements or something, and that sounds really intriguing to me. I want to see how they kind of execute that. That sounds kind of hard to pull off when you've been doing this sort of award show format for a really long time.
Yeah, I think you definitely picked a good Oscars to watch in full.
You are my inspiration, Kate, because you love them so much, and I'm like, maybe I should see what I'm missing because I don't
I
watch
do.
them. Like I watched
Exciting.
the Grammys for the first time this year. I never really watched the full.
Really? I love the Grammys because they do, well, the Grammys are annoying because they always
I
snub
love the
people,
Grammys.
but
They're annoying.
they are annoying because people either don't get nominated that deserve to get nominated, but it is hard because there
Yeah,
is so much music in the world.
and there's
But
also a lot like a bias with the awards, like
yeah, definitely. Like that,
a lot going on.
not this year, but last year, like Billie Eilish literally won like literally 12 awards in one night, and it was her first Grammys ever. Like, okay, like she can win a couple, but she won so many.
12
She
is a
couldn't even
lot.
hold them all. I don't know if it was 12. Don't
That
take
one
my word
picture-
for it.
You know that one picture of Taylor Swift? She's holding like so many awards, and she's just like, she,
Yeah,
like,
it's one of those pictures where like they have them all here.
so funny to me.
But I like the Grammys because they do performances. So that's always a fun one. If you're not into award shows, I think the Grammys a fun one because there's performances.
Yeah, I did like watching the performances. It was really interesting, and I don't know, very creative on some of them because some, I believe, a lot of them were pre-recorded. Some were live, I think, but yeah, I did like watching it.
Yeah.
So I guess I guess I'll be watching the Oscar. I'm just very excited to see how they play out this whole movie thing. I don't know, you know?
Yes. But if you're just tuning in, you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Weekend Wake Up, where we give you your weekly dose of lifestyle-y entertainment news.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about the Oscars, and this is a pre-recorded show, so to us it's not Sunday, but when this airs, it's Sunday. So that's why we're like, oh, we still have time to watch them, the movies, that is. I mean, wait, how many still do you have to watch? Like 10? That's like a lot.
I mean, I'm gonna watch the main ones. I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch all of them, so I'm probably gonna watch Trial of the Chicago 7 because that's on
Yeah,
Netflix. I
I
want
want
to
to watch that
pay.
one too.
I'm gonna buy Minari or rent it because it got a lot of I don't know if it's the Golden Globes or the Emmys. I'm really bad at my knowledge this year because normally I'm on top of all of this. I've just been so busy, but I'm gonna buy Minari because I heard a lot about it, and I think that's good because it's, again, people of color. I think that's an all Asian cast, which is awesome.
That's really
We're
cool.
seeing more diversity this year in the Oscars as well. So I definitely want to watch
Thank
Trial of
God.
Chicago 7, Minari, Nomadland, especially because Allie's it's like one of her favorites. What else? I'm looking at these and I'm like, I should watch that. Wait, but there's two director roles that are women, so I do want to see.
Yeah, same.
I think it's Promising Young Woman and Nomadland. The two female director movies I would like to watch.
Yeah.
There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 Best Picture nominees, and I've seen 1, 2. Yep, that's good. Actually, no, the other one I haven't seen is not nominated for Best Picture. Huh. Anyway, I will stop rambling.
This has been Caitlin rambling about her movies for the past 2 minutes. So now we know what you'll be watching for the next, 3 days. I do want to watch some of the same ones, though. I don't think I've watched all of them. I'm not even going to try to watch all of them. That sounds like a lot of work. Even though it's watching movies, it sounds like a lot of work.
It does, especially when they're long.
Anyways, speaking of award shows and celebrities, we have Issa Winek here to talk about what celebrities do to stay fit. And I need to know because I need to get on that game. It's almost summer, you know.
Well, hello, guys. I love the conversation about the Oscars. I'm very excited myself, too. I can't wait.
Oh, you have an Oscars background. I love that.
Oh, thank you so much. I really like it, too. I need to make it a little festive to celebrate.
It's really funny because normally when people have backgrounds on, their face doesn't match, but your face looks very warm toned, so it actually matches your Zoom background. You kind of look like you're there.
Maybe I am.
No. At the Oscars.
Oh dear.
Issa, what would you be nominated for? Do you think?
What would I be nominated for?
Yeah, in a hypothetical.
Ooh. maybe a best lead segment host.
We should have our
Kidding, I
own
know.
mini Oscars.
That'd
Oh
be
my
funny.
God.
Everyone has their own little thing. No, everyone here is nice. If I would, because outside of our like podcasting and I would say like radio, I do want to actually go into film as an actress. So I would love to be one day best actress, best lead actress. It's my
Aw,
goal.
that would be a dream come true for you.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it's some time to go, but like with finding the right people, like the right script, a great story, I know anything is possible. Especially with like seeing all these movies now, they have so many international opportunities. People of color on the screen, just like showing all these unique stories. Like it's amazing to see how they're allowing more of this diversity and just like branching out, opening up to all this.
Mhm.
But getting back to my segment. So as you said, Leslie, celebrities, in fact, have many like little tips and tricks, little priorities, little routines that allow them to stay fit and healthy, no matter how busy they are. And some are actually very easy, but it's very, very interesting. And first and foremost, I would like to get into when it comes to, I would say, health and wellness tips and tricks, or like, oh, when you hear like, oh, health and wellness tips of celebrities or something like that, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you think like of like a little secret hack that they do, like something
I
mysterious, ancient, something simple and easy?
I think of like those brand deals that a lot of celebrities do, kind of like what the Kardashians do, where they advertise like something that's like super harmful, like, oh, eat this lollipop and it'll count as 3 meals. And like they just like promote stuff like that, or like tea, like, oh, if you drink this tea, it'll make you fit. Like that's what I think of with like celebrities in general. And I know the Kardashians and a lot of like reality TV stars like do that because like I guess so like they make money as like sponsorships, but it's like usually like really harmful stuff, like telling you like you to replace your meals with like tea or lollipops. If
That's a
anyone remembers
very
the lollipop thing from
that's a
like
very
years ago.
negative connotation. That's kind of funny.
That's all I know, but I don't follow celebrities very closely, so like that's literally all I know about some of them. And I'm not saying all of them, but like that is what I've seen is like sponsorships to get more money and advertising something that isn't healthy to young women. That is the first thing I thought of.
Interesting. Me, on the other hand, who follows way too many celebrities, but not like I don't follow like reality stars. I just need to put that out there. I do not follow the Kardashians. I don't like the Kardashians, but I follow a lot of celebrities from either shows I watch or just singers that I like. So, like Jessica Alba is a really famous actress, and she has her own beauty line called Honest Beauty, and she makes like organic, cruelty-free, vegan like cleaning and other products and makeup and all that type of stuff. And I always see her do like reels on Instagram and stuff like with healthy tips. Also, a lot of them will like kind of do workout program, like they'll what's it called, like promote workout programs. So I mean that is an ad because you have to pay for it, like if you want to be involved, but that is like a healthy way to get healthy, like get fit, like actual workout programs. So I think I do see a lot of more positive things as opposed to like the teas that make you like lose weight, but and whatever other stuff that some people endorse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, I would have to say that there's like both sides of the coin when it comes to celebrities, I would say in this wellness fitness industry, because me personally, I really like to look into celebrities who undergone transformations for films, not necessarily weight loss, but for example, gaining muscle or shaping up, toning up. Me personally, I'm into fitness and I really like strength training and yoga, like, and I would say a lot of physical things. And I know building muscle really takes time and it takes a lot of effort, especially like under a short period of time when a lot of people are like preparing for a film. So I usually look at their fitness and diet tips, not necessarily dieting like I said to lose weight, just more to make sure they're getting enough nutrients. And I would say there are people who do it, I would say responsibly, that they actually carried out for a long time. Like I know a few male actors in the film industry, like for example Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Mark Wahlberg. Like they have very consistent strict training routines, yet they're still healthy. They still manage to do many things on a regular like level and learn how to balance their lives. And I feel that's what's important. Unlike like what you said, the Kardashians or like other reality TV stars, they often promote things and they don't necessarily eat them or like take them themselves. They just use it for money. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
one. Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing that upsets me, because seeing like them give out these gimmicks and scams, that's really unhealthy. Like you're making people believe that, oh, by like drinking a slim tea or like eating this bar instead of a meal, like you're gonna get nice and healthy and thin, when
Yeah.
in fact it's a whole lifestyle.
Yeah, and
So
it's so harmful to their audience. When you have a big platform like that, and that is what you're advertising, and you're thinking about the money you're getting from a sponsorship, and you're like on purposefully like putting out like a negative, like, oh, eat this instead of a meal. Like, I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah,
honestly, me
that's
too.
true. And I know you said like you like to look up celebrity workout routines, which I think is cool too. But there are certain celebrities that like they work out so much that I'm like, this doesn't feel achievable. Like I want to see an achievable celebrity workout. Like I know like J-Lo gets up at like 5 a.m. to work out or something. I'm like, I need
A
something a little more achievable.
little more
I
your
want to follow a
speed,
celebrity
like a
workout routine.
normal
Actually,
person.
I just signed up for Shay Mitchell. She's an actress. She was on Pretty Little Liars, and she was promoting this workout program, and she showed like her own journey on it, which I thought was cool. I really appreciated seeing her before and after pictures. And I paid for this workout program yesterday. Leslie was there, and
Yes.
I did the first video last night, and that was so
Oh,
hard.
oh,
I was so tired.
God.
I did it with my roommate. We didn't even make it through the whole thing. I was like, this is too much. So
It was
we'll
that
see.
intense on the first one. Oh my God.
It was strength training,
Oh,
and my legs just felt so weak.
Oh my,
So
that's very interesting, because I see, but I would say that a lot of these workout routines, or like when you see these extreme things, like you said, Caitlin, and they look almost unachievable, I would say it's important to also remember that it's not like they jumped into it all at once, but it's accumulated and built over time. Like these habits that I'm about to share, they're small little tweaks that these actresses adjusted and added to their lifestyles that really made a big difference when it came to health and wellness. So it's you don't have to I would say I'm really happy then that you actually started that workout routine, and all the best to you, because I know like it's difficult, as like especially I know a lot of those celebrity workouts out there are intense because they're very fit, and they like I would say they're very used to this like tough, rigorous routine. So I know what it's like starting that. So all the best to you. But I must say, continuing on, a lot of these tips, they're very simple and easy to implement, and they're more like, I would say, mindsets as opposed to like physical things that you'll do. So it's easier to come by it and easier to adapt to it once you have your mind set around it and it kind of becomes a priority, if you get what I mean.
mm-hmm.
So anyway, starting out, Jennifer Aniston. She is, in my opinion, a really good actress. She's really funny and she has a great mood. And one of the things that she swears by, no matter what she does, how busy she is that she always finds time in the day to do yoga. Like a full body yoga, stretching / strength routine, trying different poses. And that gives her mental and physical strength, not only allowing her to be patient, to breathe, to really think, control her emotions, but also maintains her body physically strong. And me personally, I've tried yoga before. I do stretch in the mornings, and I must say it definitely does make a big difference. And I was wondering, what do you guys think about that, doing yoga?
I love yoga. I have a yoga mat behind me, actually. I don't do it enough, but I do have my own yoga mat where I do it sometimes. I should do it more. I wanted to get into a habit of doing it like every day because it's a good way to start the day or end the day. So maybe I'll do it more because I don't know, Jennifer Aniston, maybe I'll follow in her footsteps. I mean, she's probably looking good for her friend's reunion. But it is like super relaxing and calming, and you really don't realize how much tension is in your body until you actively go to stretch and just like breathe. And then whenever I do yoga, I just hear like like everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, am I okay? I'm like only 19.
oh, my
Yeah.
bones are always cracking. Like I could walk and I'll just hear my bone crack, and I'm like, geez, I need to fix this. But
I'll
I
just
used to do
stand up.
yoga. When I was younger, I did yoga a lot more. I haven't done it in years. I need to get back on that though. I want to feel spiritually, mentally, physically at peace.
I would say it's one of those exercises or forms of exercise that is relaxing, but also at the same time it's challenging. So you could really try new things, you could really push yourself, but it's also something that you can't really hurt yourself with if you're doing it responsibly. So, well, not responsibly, nothing too crazy. But I would say that it's definitely a great thing to add to your lifestyle if you feel a little sluggish, or if you feel like you said, Caitlin, your bones are cracking. I must say, before I was stretching, I often felt very tight and my muscles would hurt, like when I would move around, and I wouldn't want to move around more. But I noticed when I started implementing like some yoga, when I started stretching some moves, like not only did I feel like more of this blood flow, but I actually felt happier because some of these moves are actually fun. You don't feel so mundane or like bored. It's not like, it's not something you just like you're in one place. Like, I'm not dissing cardio or anything, but like running, like it's not like you're just in one place just like running. It's something more dynamic, creative. So that's what I like about it.
For sure.
Moving on to the second tip by Selena Gomez. Now, she's a wonderful artist, and she's also been in films. She's been all over, I would say, the entertainment industry and media. When it comes to her busy schedule, she says she finds it hard sometimes to have time to do a full workout routine. So instead, she focuses on short circuit or quote unquote HIIT style workouts, where like you have, let's say, 30 seconds of like doing an exercise and then 30 seconds off. And she says she does either cycling, Pilates, dance cardio, running, sprinting, spinning, and it helps her relieve stress. It helps her stay strong and build a strong core. And it's easy to do while traveling because you don't really need any equipment, because you're doing a lot of these exercises very fast and you're getting your heart pumping. So you don't really need weights, or you don't need anything, or you don't necessarily have the time to do that, but you're still exerting that effort and building muscle and losing fat at the same time, which is something pretty cool. Yeah, so I was wondering, what do you guys think about Selena Gomez's way of training and staying fit through using these workouts?
It sounds good for a busy schedule, but it also sounds kind of intense because like I know that like doing like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off it sounds like, oh, that sounds quick and easy, but I know it's actually super intense in practice because it's like you don't get much of a break, but you also are pushing it really hard for those 30 seconds, if I understand it correctly. It sounds pretty fun though. Like
it's a lot. I feel like it makes me feel like I'm working out though. Like I'm sweating, I'm doing what I have to do in order to stay healthy, but it is definitely intense. I don't like sweating though, which is why I'm terrible for anything.
That's unfortunately part of the process.
Yes, exactly, especially when you do cardio, but it is healthy. And I could build up my endurance and stamina, so it's a good thing to do.
We gotta be able to go up those big stairs on campus without being out of breath. Like that
the car park stairs.
Yes.
The car park stairs. Yeah, that's how you'll know you're fit.
That's how you know you've made it. All the commuters are just probably laughing at us. They're like, we go up that every day.
Honestly, like as a commuter myself, I must say that's the way I get my cardio in on campus. Not only walking from class to class, but going upstairs, like in buildings. Like I sometimes challenge myself just throughout the day just to get my blood flowing a little bit. And yeah, it's hard. So other than hits like style or like these circuit workouts, it's good to just walk around on campus a lot up and down the stairs.
Sure.
But my last very quick note I just want to add was Zoe Saldana and avoiding the diet mentality. And she says that if you avoid basically restricting yourself, you actually develop a healthy mindset because you just want to have a healthy relationship with your body and mind.
I've heard so many people say this, and I think it's so right, is that if you get away from like oh, I can't eat that food, or I can't do this, or whatever, it's a lot easier in a way to develop a more healthy lifestyle and mentality towards food. Because if you're always like, oh, I can't eat that, then it's just it limits yourself, and that's it's not a healthy way to think. If it's everything in moderation and just making sure your body's well nourished, as opposed to making sure you always eat salads or whatever your healthy go-to foods are. A lot of people are I feel like becoming aware of how toxic diet culture is. It's something I've seen a lot on the internet trending lately, is people trying to eliminate the idea that diet culture is helping. It's actually hurting.
So, yeah, that's kind of how I look at it too. Like, I don't think you should really like try and like diet. Like, it's okay. What you're eating is probably okay for the most part because you need a mix of everything, but just don't like eat in moderation, like you said. Like portion control is like a big thing, and cutting out sugar. Or you can still have like dessert, but you like don't eat like ice cream multiple times a day. Like if you want like a scoop of ice cream at the end of the day, like don't get so angry at yourself for that. Like there's nothing wrong with that. So I think that's definitely important, just like a good mindset.
And
like you have to enjoy your food too.
Yes, I was just about to say, like, letting yourself enjoy the foods that you like once in a while, and, you know, managing your self-control so you're not having it all the time, but it's okay to let loose and try things that you don't always try. I mean, you can't just be eating salads all the time, or like chicken and broccoli. Like, that's so boring. Eat a taco, you know, live life.
Eat a taco.
Exactly. Yeah. What I would have to say, it's important to be intuitive and know, yeah, what does your body really want? What are you really craving? Like, if you really want ice cream, why don't you have just like a scoop of ice cream? It's gonna be fine. You could satisfy that. Like maybe your body needs it. So it's just important to listen to yourself, because it's not like one diet fits all. Like, oh my, vegan is great. Oh my, low carb, or like, oh, I don't know, like breadless, potato-less, or like meatless. It's it's important to remember that it's about just listening to your body and fueling yourself properly, just like eating things that maybe aren't so processed, but that's what it is. It's simple. Just be you, be happy.
And like you just said, like listening to your body will tell you when you're hungry. And a lot of people in diets will ignore that. They'll eat, you know, less, and they won't pay attention to their body signals. Your body's built in a way to tell you when you need to eat. So you should listen to it. It's doing its job when it's making those gurgly sounds in your stomach, or when you feel that pang of hunger. You know, it's doing its job. We should listen to it more instead of following our strict however many calorie diet. Nah, throw that away.
Yeah, you have to be happy while you do it.
Yeah. By the way, Issa, where did you find all of these celebrity fitness and lifestyle tips?
Yep, great question. I actually found them on Women's Health, and this was an article that interviewed not only the celebrities themselves, but also their fitness trainers. And it had about 35 different celebrity routines and different ideas. So I could explore it more in the coming weeks if people will be up for it. But it was very interesting, and it was found on Women's Health magazine. And if you would like to read the article, I highly recommend. It was called 35 Health and Wellness Tips and Habits of Celebrities.
Yeah. So we only talked about 3, but there's 32 more? Yes, that's math. There's 32 more. So if you didn't like the tips we talked about, you can check that article out if you'd like to. And thank you, Issa, for bringing these cool ideas to the table.
Of course, guys. Perfect. And have a great day, and stay healthy and stay awesome.
Wow. I always feel so refreshed when talking about fitness, and then I don't fitness.
I don't fitness. I was gonna say, like, it gives you motivation to do it, and then by the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is I remember I don't know, our friends were arguing about whether it's better to work out in the morning or night, and that's a whole thing too. Is like, in the morning, am I making more tired for the day? And at night, you're too tired from your whole day. Because I mean, I know I am. But
I'd still rather do it at night, because I'm not a morning person. So to wake up early to work out is another type of commitment, determination, everything.
I did it at night before, because that was like the only time I could do it, because I used to have morning classes. But now that I don't have morning classes, I'm just like, maybe I should try it in the morning, because it's a good way to start the day.
It does energize you.
Yeah, and it gets you ready. And I feel like when you work out, you have like that good feeling like in your lungs and in your throat. You're like, woo! And I kind of like having that like the whole day. I don't know, does that make sense? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because even when I work out at night, I get like this burst of energy, but then I have to go to sleep. So
I like, though, working out at night, and then you take like a nice warm shower. To like relax and cool down, and it's so nice. That is what I like about working out at night, is you just shower.
Because you feel good. Like, you feel good that you just worked out, and then you have a shower, and then you just relax in bed. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Alrighty, well, we have Lauren Small here to talk more mental health as opposed to physical health. How are you doing today, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're
Awesome.
feeling more motivated than usual.
I
Yes.
noticed that. So have you guys ever heard of imposter syndrome?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I have. What about you, Kate?
Yes. I have. Yeah. I had to think about it, but yes.
When I was writing this, like all the Among Us like memes right now were like, it was making it so frustrating to write. I was like, I wish this was not going on in my head, but like every time I said imposter, I was like,
Oh my god. It's been a hot minute since I played that game, so I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's the whole.
So Healthline recently put out an article on imposter syndrome and how you can overcome it. And Time Magazine also wrote an article about it. It's like a pretty popular topic right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
How would you define imposter syndrome?
Healthline defines it as feelings of self-doubt and personal incompetence that persist despite your education, experience, and accomplishments. And in like normal terms, it's like feeling like you're always faking it. Even if you are successful and you're accomplishing things and people are praising you for what you're doing, you still feel like it's just a facade. And like you're not worthy of your accomplishments. Like you don't think
like,
you are
as an
capable.
example, like a kid in school doing really well, he gets A's on his tests, but he still feels like he's not good enough, or like it didn't really
like
happen.
Or like that's not really you.
But yeah.
The best way to explain it, like I felt this way when I first joined WMSC, and I was like doing stuff for the music team and like emailing like bands and like bands managers and stuff like that. And I was like, what am I doing? Like I feel like I'm scamming them. Like I'm just some random 18-year-old. Like what authority do I have to be emailing people's managers? And I was like, it felt like I was like faking it. Like I was scamming people. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and even if I was doing it right and stuff like that, it felt like I was just like faking it. You know what I mean? Like playing some sort of like role.
Yeah, because you don't have like your own confidence in it, and you're so new, which is like interesting. We all go through that. I still kind of feel like that.
I feel like that too all the time, because I'm just like, do I really know what I'm doing, or people just say that I know what I'm doing? Like,
It definitely happens when there's like big changes in your life, like college, new opportunities, a new job or a new school. And usually it'll fade away with time for most people, but for some people it can get worse when they just like keep feeding into it, and then it just snowballs into like a huge issue where they feel like everything that they do is just for the facade. Like they're just trying to fool everyone, and it just snowballs into this big thing, and you start to feel like guilty and like anxiety about it, because you feel like you constantly have to maintain that
appearance.
Like yeah.
Wow.
Have you guys ever felt that way?
Yeah.
Like do you guys have any experiences with that?
Yeah, I would say a lot, and I didn't really come across this term until more recently, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. When I grew up, I was like not very like, I guess we're gonna go with the term book smart, but I was not very good at like test taking and stuff like that. I did like good enough in school, but like people would always call me like stupid, like my friends and stuff. So like when I was told that, I like thought it was like real. Like I actually did think I was like not smart for a really long time. So when I like grew up and went to college and like did all these communications things that are like hands-on and like projects and not tests, and like reading from textbook, like doing things, and I found that something I was like really good at. I felt like I was faking it. I was like, am I really good at these things? Because I don't know. And it was also like doing it for the first time. So I definitely felt like that a lot. Like high school, college, when I was starting to find my interests and passions, and I was like, is this real?
Yeah. I feel like it's so much easier to explain like anecdotally than just like words. Like the stories help
It's hard
you
to
understand the
explain
concept.
It's so hard to explain because it's like if you're doing well and people are telling you you're doing well, but you still have this feeling of like, am I really doing well, or is it just like fake? Am I actually like doing the thing? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Ugh, it's so hard to explain. But you get so in your head, you know, about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whew.
And
I don't feel like this as much anymore. Sometimes, but you know.
Yeah, and despite like it being called like imposter syndrome, it sounds like very clinical, like you're diagnosed with it or something like that, but it's just a phenomenon that anyone can experience throughout their lives, and just some people it's a lot more intense for them, and some people it's just like a little phase in your life.
It's just like a mindset.
Yeah.
Like not.
Do you think it's like related to confidence? Would you say that, or is it?
That's definitely a big factor. There's actually Healthline provided like a bunch of different factors that might cause it, and a lot of stuff like I see it all the time on like I always reference TikTok when I'm on here, but like
I had a feeling you're about to bring up TikTok.
I always see it, but it's like a lot of people when they're younger have like this natural talent, like natural smarts and abilities, and they don't really have to apply themselves or like study or anything, and they get into these higher level classes without any effort, and then when you actually get into a harder class in like college or high school and you start to struggle, and then you start to doubt yourself and your abilities, and like maybe you feel like you're not good enough anymore, you like reached your limit or something.
Yeah,
I think that's like one of the most
that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah,
because they just do naturally well in high school when things aren't as hard, and then when they get to college they didn't develop those tools of like studying or trying, and then when it's harder they're like, oh, what happened? That literally the opposite happened to me. But I still got imposter syndrome either way. Imposter syndrome, that's a weird way to say it. I still felt.
Wait, so how does it work on the opposite end? Like if you were somebody who was really good and then you started doing bad in school, like in what way is that imposter syndrome?
The one that I just said, or the one that Leslie
said? The one that you said, like the example. Well, I don't know. Whoever said when you were.
That was Lauren.
Okay.
Like you did well in that, then you start doing bad, and then I guess because you question if you were ever really good at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or like now that you actually have to start like trying because you've never done that before and it's not how you're used to succeeding, it feels like you're faking it because it's not coming naturally to you. And people think that like just because you're not naturally like without any effort achieving these things that they're faking it. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Is there like ways, I don't know if the article you're referring to, I don't know if it gives suggestions of ways to overcome this, but for you guys, like personally, with your own experiences that you went through, do you think that, like, what is something that a friend could have told you to help you through it? Do you think there is a way to help you through it, or is something you just have to do on your own?
I feel like it's something you have to do on your own, because the thing with imposters, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I feel like the thing with imposter syndrome is that people can tell you like, oh, you're doing a really good job, and you just don't believe them because you don't believe it yourself, because you feel like you're making it all up or it's not real. So I feel like if even people were like, no, you are really doing great, it is not in your head, I don't even know if I'd believe them. That sounds so trippy, but yeah.
Because other people's like praise is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Like when people like praise you and say like you're doing a good job, it feels like, oh, well, they're only seeing what I want them to see. Like they don't know how hard I'm trying. Like they don't, like it's just complimenting like the facade. But it's just so like, yeah, it's just a mindset that you have to get rid of, because it doesn't actually exist. Like your facade, like you are achieving these things, even if you feel like you like imposter syndrome is, I read it and it made so much more sense when I read it this way. You feel like you're achieving all of these things just because of luck and not because you're actually capable of it. You know what I mean? Like you've just been in the right place at the right time. You don't feel like you worked hard or you can work hard, but you don't feel like you achieved it.
You don't feel like you personally did anything for that, even if you did. That
like
makes
you're
sense.
worthy of it.
Right. Wow.
Um
Okay. This is a real therapy session, so thanks, Lauren. Just dug up a hole from. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. But how do people, besides time, are there ways to help people with imposter syndrome?
So 2 different ways that I thought were the most helpful was probably building connections with your peers and coworkers. Like, I feel like this would be more likely to happen to people if they kind of stick to themselves. But when you build connections with people who are in the same boat and they can offer you different perspectives and support and guidance and their own way of looking at things, then it might change how you feel about it. Because, and this goes hand in hand with the next one, is to stop comparing yourself to others, which is so much easier said than done. But nobody can do it all, and failure is a part of success. And when you compare yourself to others, you are also only seeing what they want you to see. It's just unrealistic to compare yourself to like the best version of everyone else, because you don't know the full story of other people's successes. Like,
so true.
They're probably going through the same thing as you do.
Yeah. And it's funny, I saw one other thing in your notes too, is like one cause of imposter syndrome was like being compared a lot to your siblings. And that's why it's important to not compare yourself to others.
Yes.
That has a big factor into it.
Yeah. Yeah. I really did skip over that, didn't I? But like, if your parents praise you a lot when you're younger, but also at the same time compare you to your siblings, you're naturally going to be doing that when you're older and comparing yourself to your coworkers and stuff like that.
I do that a lot because I don't know, my parents always compared our siblings. I think it's hard not to, I guess, when you're a parent. I've never been a parent, but I mean, if you, I don't know, you have multiple children, I feel like it's a natural human thing to compare them. But at the same time, it can be damaging, I guess.
Yeah. So I would say that like building stronger connections with the people around you is important, because it makes you feel less alone. Like, I feel like this happens more with people who feel like they need to do everything themselves, and like
people who isolate more.
Yeah.
Keep to themselves.
And feel like they need to impress everyone, and people that are scared to get help. Like, they don't want help, they want to do it all on their own. And that's when you start to build these super high expectations for yourself, and when you don't meet them, like, you feel like you're always climbing for this expectation so that you can always look the best for people, and you're worthy of these achievements and stuff like that. But yeah.
And when you say you build a close relationship with people, that could be friends, coworkers, or anybody.
I would say it's important to build it with people that wherever you're feeling this way, like if it's work or a sport or something, to build those connections there, because they know what it's like. Like, if like I'm struggling at work and my dad was like, well, you're great, you know all this stuff, like, don't doubt yourself. It's like, well, what do you know? But like, if my coworker's telling me that and stuff like that, and they recognize it, then it's gonna probably feel a little bit better.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yes. And it's more common in women than men, is what they wrote, what Time magazine wrote, which I thought was interesting.
I can see how socially and culturally that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like so many medical conditions or just anything health related, it's always like more common in women than men. I'm like, great, every time.
I feel like that is a common theme. There are some things that are more men in common than women, but I think it is more common generally.
Stuff that has to do with like confidence and like low self-esteem and low confidence is usually more common in women, because I feel like they're always taught to not be too much and be too confident. But nobody ever tells men that, like, don't be too much, don't be too confident. Are you sure you can actually do that? Like,
oh my god, look like this if you do this, XYZ.
Yes.
That makes sense though. But anyways, thank you, Lauren, for the deep talk. I guess I have some reassessing to do. In my life. I didn't realize
Reassessing.
I was so much. I knew I had imposter syndrome. I was just like, I didn't know it was that. Oh, I guess I don't know. It was weird because I was aware of it, but I was just like, oh, okay.
We always have wonderful conversations with Lauren.
It's true. See, Issa opens us up to want to exercise, and Lauren makes me want to like go to therapy or like talk about my feelings or something.
Yeah, I mean, we all should go to therapy.
True. Because
There's nothing wrong with it. We all need it. Everybody in the world needs therapy.
I actually agree because
Even therapists need therapists.
Yeah, they're actually there. Okay, so there is a specific type of therapist that is for therapists. Like they study that to be a therapist for therapists. But
that makes sense because I feel like a therapist would be like a know-it-all about it. So you would need somebody who could handle that personality.
Yeah. Imagine you're a therapist for therapists, but you also see a therapist.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways,
that's funny.
You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this has been Weekend Wake Up with myself, Leslie Gallagher, and
Caitlin Aristisaba.
And shout out to our lovely contributors, Lauren Small, Issa Neck, and Ali Leach for some awesome news. And that's all we got for y'all. Have a good week, everyone.